kabsat. Ito, pag-usapan natin ang breaking news sa araw na to mga kabsat. Naku po! Hindi makakatulog ang mga taga KOJC mga kakabsat. Paano ba naman? Formal nang humiling ang US. Kapag US ang humiling, naku po, matatanggihan kaya ng Pilipinas to? Pagkatapos ng mga ginawa nila, naku po, Pastor Kibuloy, ipapa-extradite na sa US. Naku po, totoo ba to? Diyos ko Lord, siguradong hindi magugusto ng KOGC at lalong-lalo na si Torion na laging nagmamakaawa. Please lang, wag niyong ipapa-extradite si Pastor. Lagi niya sinasabi yan noon, di ba? Basta pag nahuli niyo, wag niyo siyang ipapa-extradite. Wag niyo siyang ipapadala sa US. Takot na takot si Torion. Maalala niyo noon? Di ba kada interview niya noon? Tusuko na si Pastor pero wag niyong ipapadala. Wag niyo lang ipapadala. Anak ng kamote, takot-takot. Ito na, humingi na. Kapsat, pakinggan natin, no? Ang balita, mga kakapsat, pakinggan natin.
Formal ng hiniling ng Amerika na i-extradite o ilipat sa kanilang jurisdiksyon si Kingdom of Jesus Christ o KOJC Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Kaugnay po yan sa mga kaso niyang sex trafficking.
Nako po, ibang klase talaga si Pastor, mahilig.
At racketeering sa Amerika. Kinumpirma yan sa GMA News ni Philippine Ambassador to Washington, D.C., Jose Manuel Romualdez. Na-transmit na niya ang request ng Amerika sa ating Department of Justice o DOJ. Sabi naman ng kampo ni Kibuloy, wala pa silang natatanggap na anumang dokumento mula sa DOJ kaugnay nito. Ang DOJ naman, sinabing hindi pa nila opisyal na natatanggap.
Hindi pa naman pala opisyal na natatanggap. Pero naku mo, pag dumating yan, ano ang gagawin ng Pilipinas? Tatanggi ba yan? Allen Valencia? Shout out! Diyos ko po. Hindi talaga makakatulog ang KOGC nito, lalo na kahit bumabagyo. Sige, sugod!
Ang anumang dokumento kaugnay ng extradition request.
Nako po, mga kakabsat. Ano ba sabi sa balita? Update, nagsumiti ng formal na request ang pamahalaan ng Estados Unidos para sa extradition ng leader ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ na si Pastor Kibuloy. Nahaharap ngayon ang patong-patong na kasong child sex trafficking, bulk cash smuggling, sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion at iba pa. Naku po, tambak, kaliwat ka ng mga kaso, mga kapsat. Naku, ang formal na kahilingan ay naipasa na sa American Department of Justice, DOJ, ayon sa text message ni Philippine Ambassador to the US, Jose Manuel Romualdez. Naku po. Ngayon, DZMM, US, formal lang humingi ng extradition. Naku po. Sino sa mga gustong ma-extradite si Apollo Kibuloy, ipadala na sa US, press 1 nga mga kapsat. Sa mga gustong ipadala na ito at overdue na. Mga kapsat, ang tagal na nito. Ang tagal na nito. O sa mga gustong ipadala itong si Kibuloy, press 1. Sa mga ayaw, na mga KOGC dyan, saka mga garapatang DDS, press 2. Anak ng kamote talaga, mga kapsat. Diyos ko Lord Rudy. Allen Valencia. Paano ba yan? Hala, hindi yan makakatulog. Sige, pahinga. Kamusta na? Ay, nakikita nyo ba? Ako lang nakakarinig. Sorry. Take two.
Confirmation.
Sorry.
Musta na po yung Kingdom of Jesus
Kala ko
Christ
naririnig nyo to.
ni Mr. Kibuloy? Tuloy-tuloy
It
pa rin yung
is
operation?
alive. It is. Yes, it is. As
Alive
a matter
daw.
of fact, lumalakas sila eh. I don't know, meron siguro yung underdog effect ba, no? Mas hindi po ako member nila, Muslim po ako. Pero napapansin ko mas marami sila mga baptismal rites ngayon. Sa awa ni Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, meron din silang continuous naman yung mga services nila every Sunday. They are still performing humanitarian works, no? So it is alive and kicking. KOJC is alive and kicking.
Who's leading it now, Attorney Torion?
Well, they have their own, meron kasi yan silang board of administrators. They call it BOA, no? So, yung BOA nila is functioning. Last Friday nga nung nagbisita ako, yung mga officers ng BOA nagbisita sa kanya and nakasali din ako for a while. And lang, nagmamadali ako kasi I have another hearing. So, nandun yun sila. Nagbisita ako kay Pastor last Friday when I visited him. So, it is functioning. The BOA is functioning and their operations are continuing.
What about the assets that were frozen and put under preservation order? Hindi ko na maalala, sir, yung how many, but there were a lot at the height of this case. Dozens of vehicles, real estate, aircraft, bank accounts.
I'm not the assigned lawyer, no, insofar as the freezing of the assets are concerned, though I have some knowledge about it. But I have not been updated. Hindi pa kami nakapag-coordination meeting doon sa assigned lawyer namin doon. No? That's why I could not comment yet. Pero ang alam ko, na-freeze yun as to whether or not na-lift na ba yung freeze order, wala pa akong confirmation.
But what you're saying is yung Kingdom of Jesus Christ is still operating as per normal, even with some of these assets frozen, because they're connected to the operations of KOJC then, di ba?
They have to because they are attending to the spiritual concerns of their members, millions of members. So even if iniipit sila, alive pa rin sila, and yung faith nila kasi medyo strong eh. So all of their operations are continuing.
Yo,
My one and only Piatos.
tuloy pa din pero kung saan kabado na sila.
Ambassador, magandang umaga po sa inyo dyan sa Washington. Tony Enrica po ito.
Ambassador.
Hi, hello. Good afternoon.
Paktay ka kay Buloy.
Good evening.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for taking our call. Kayo po ang
Ariel Nacho,
ang
shout
tawag
out.
dito, ang kino-quote sa mga news reports na nagbalita about the extradition request ng Amerika for Pastor Quiboloy. Maaari niyo po ba sabihin, Ambassador, paano niyo po na sagap yung pong request ng Amerika? Was it first relayed to the embassy there in Washington?
No. I'd like to correct that the request was made formally through the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
We only got a copy of the extradition request.
So
That's essentially what it is. So the Department of Foreign Affairs has already transmitted. I am told that it's been transmitted already to the Department
to
of
the
Justice.
DSA.
That's the process.
Opo.
When the formal request is made, it usually goes to the Department of Foreign Affairs,
Yes.
and then to the Department of Justice.
I see. So, parang umikot pala muna, nag-around the world, no?
Oo.
So, from the US,
So the State Department, the
US
State Department, I guess they send it to their embassy in Manila,
okay, US
and then they give to DFA. But we have a copy of that because we have been, as you know, there was already some transmittals a couple of months ago when it was still Justice Secretary Boying Rebudia. They were asking for comments at that time.
Opo.
But now the formal request has already been given to us
Are you
through
at-
the DFA.
Are you at liberty, Mr. Ambassador, to read the contents of the formal letter?
Well, I don't really. First of all, I don't have a copy with me right now. But secondly, I think that that's something that will have to be done
Cleared?
by our Department of Justice because they're the ones that really receive it. We're just really like the
Oh.
messengers. You know, we transmit this.
Yeah.
Request is made. We transmit it. This is one of several that have been done. Of course, this is the most celebrated one, and people are waiting for it. That's the reason why I guess it's become big news there in Manila.
Surely. There's some question about the, I guess, the timing, Mr. Ambassador, because how do you say it? The mere fact that Pastor Quiboloy was already publicly addressed by the FBI as a most wanted person. Do you have any particular idea why it took so long for the extradition request to be made?
Well, from what I'm, there's a lot of. First of all, there's been a change. As you know, President Trump just became
President.
president only last year, no?
Yeah.
And so it's important to note that these cases have been pending in the U.S. courts for some time, even maybe a year ago or before President Trump. But of course, the process starts to move once the administration comes in. This is, of course, what we're being told. No?
Yeah.
But the request for formal requests really needs to be coordinated with a friendly country like the Philippines. So in other words, the United States would not just come in and say we want this person. There is always a formal communication exchanges before a formal request is made, and that's why it took some time.
Mr. Ambassador, kailangan po ba that there must be a formal request for extradition first before the courts handling Pastor Quiboloy's cases give their, permission?
Their consent.
Or their consent for the extradition?
Yes, I think our courts have to, normally local cases takes precedent over any extradition request. And so the courts will have to be the ones technically, we will have to decide whether the cases that we have in the Philippines is going to be. We would rather have the United States that take the court, take this person extradited, and that they will try him there.
Yeah.
If that is, from what I'm told, it's really a little bit of a complicated situation in the sense that there are people have filed cases against the pastor, and so those cases have to be decided on, or these people who have filed these cases will allow their cases to take secondary, or rather than, and that the extradition will take place, and that he will be tried in the United States, and then perhaps they can go after him in the United States. That is, of course, something that I'm not a lawyer, so I guess it has to be something legal that have to be decided on by our courts.
Opo, but if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Ambassador, ang sinasabi din po kasi is we have to try it here, and then once he is sentenced, he has to carry out the sentence first before siya pwede ma-extradite to the United States. Extradite to the United States. Hindi po ba ganun yung magiging process nun?
Well, I would think that that's probably what it is. So, but, like I said, an extradition is really a treaty of some sort. And that's why there is supposed to be a mutual respect for each of our laws.
Yeah.
And normally we cooperate on cases like this because there's been a request also. We have also requested with the United States for some people who committed crimes in the Philippines. We're still working on that right now. So there are pending cases right now that we're asking for, even American citizens who have committed crimes in our country. It's pending right now, our request. It's the same thing here. Sometimes the courts in the United States, if the person is also being charged there, will allow the courts in the Philippines to take precedent over their cases.
Yeah.
So, but the problem with this case is that he has been already, from what I'm told, there are several cases. I think immigration, something to do with illegal immigration, something that he was involved in illegal immigration, and he was already indicted and or convicted on those charges. That's the problem. He's already now a wanted criminal as far as the U.S. courts are concerned.
That's right. Mr. Ambassador, I don't know if part of your, I guess, area of expertise would cover the procedure by which someone like Pastor Quiboloy will be transferred to the custody of the U.S. authorities. Kailangan ho ba, Mr. Ambassador, na ang susundo kay Pastor Quiboloy ay manggagaling po ng Amerika o yung mga taga-Pilipinas ang maghahatid sa kanya?
No, normally the U.S. Marshals are the ones that are dispatched to
fetch
come
him
to the Philippines
Oo.
and pick him up. If he is a criminal that has potential of escaping, usually they send their own aircraft together with the U.S. Marshals. So this is. But this is a very serious case because it's an international crime.
yes.
You know, sex trafficking and human trafficking is one of the most sought after. Those that are being accused of that is the most sought after. They're in the top list of many countries all over the world, and the United States is definitely one country that has been really going after human trafficking and sex trafficking cases.
Racketeering also. One of the, I guess, priority criminal cases in the U.S., no? Racketeering.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Mhm.
Because there's been these are things that really, you know, in the legal parlance, they're the worst of all crimes
Oh, my.
as far as people are concerned, and that's why this is something very serious that the Philippines
Yeah.
should also be very cooperative of, because we too. We have many victims in our country that are victims of sex trafficking and human trafficking. Kaya we really have to be able to work with the international community on how to resolve this request for extradition.
Opo. Mr. Ambassador, bukod po kay Pastor Quiboloy, meron ho bang mga co-conspirators or co-accused ni Pastor Quiboloy who will also be extradited, o si Pastor lang po talaga?
I'm told that there are co-conspirators that are also being requested. I'm not quite sure exactly how many they are.
Opo.
But there are co-conspirators or indicted people who are in the United States already being tried right now. That's what I'm told.
They are in the United States,
Yes.
Mr. Ambassador. But would you happen to know, and I nakalimutan ko rin kasi, partner, if there are some co-indicted persons din na still here in the Philippines that would need to be extradited also?
Baka yun ang kailangan pa ho siguro, Mr. Ambassador.
Well, I'm sure that if these cases are connected to the crimes supposedly committed, then obviously there will be a request for the extradition for those people too.
Guard us up,
You
shout
know,
out.
the problem really here, Tony, and
Sir Leonardo, shout out.
like I said, this is a case
Si Quiboloy, papadala na yata.
that is very much on the top tier of lists of the U.S. Justice Department.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why this has become something that is, would you say that we really have to take it very seriously, because kung hindi natin i-resolve ito in a way that is satisfactorily international, masisira tayo eh. Kaya it's important that we really, our courts here and our Justice Department obviously have to really look at this and how serious it is, on how important it is, and weigh what is good for our interest. But the more important one, like I said, is that we have to cooperate with the international community, because this is a crime of the highest order in terms of priority of many countries. Sex trafficking and human trafficking.
Because from the purview of the Philippine Justice Department, their priority is actually first to put Pastor Quiboloy on trial, to give him his day in court, and then to either have, reach a conviction on the charges against him before he can be extradited to the U.S. But from what I'm sensing from your comments, Mr. Ambassador, is that the DOJ can waive their rights over Quiboloy and then have him immediately sent to the U.S. because of the nature of his offenses in the U.S.
Well, the nature of the international crime that was committed is what I'm saying. In other words, what I'm saying is that because we are part of the international community, we observe the rule of law internationally. We expect countries to abide by our laws, like we abide by other countries' laws, normal international norms. So this is why it's important. But we have to be clear, it's not going to be the Department of Justice. It is those that filed cases against the pastor that will have to agree, basically,
Oh.
because the courts will finally be the one that will decide
Mhm.
whether these cases can be put aside
Mhm.
and in favor of extraditing Mr. Kibuloy.
Okay. So to be clear, you actually do know, Mr. Ambassador, that the consent of the
Local,
the complainants,
Yeah,
the
the
private
local-
complainants, will have to be how do you say it? Granted before the extradition can take place. The private
Yes,
complainants.
absolutely. Yeah, that's in our law. It is part of our laws. In other words, local cases have to take precedent over any
Yeah.
cases for extradition.
So if the private
The only-
complainants here, I'm sorry to interrupt. If the private
Yeah.
complainants here, Mr. Ambassador, refuse to have Mr. Kibuloy extradited before his cases are resolved here in the Philippines,
he has
then the
to decide
extradition
here.
can be delayed.
Oh yeah, I assume that that's the case because, like I said,
Yeah.
our courts have take precedent over any extradition request. The only problem, like I said, is that this is such an international crime
Mhm.
that we have to weigh the repercussions of whether we, depending on what kind of crimes he has committed in the United States. And I assume it is human trafficking and sex trafficking. Now, the cases I think that's been filed here are the victims of his supposedly or allegedly were part of that sex trafficking that he committed. No.
Yeah.
So we don't know. But the bottom line, as I said, is that this is such an international case that we have to weigh it on that basis.
Mhm.
It's not a normal case.
Mhm.
Like for instance, if one who has committed murder
Yeah.
in a country,
Yeah.
it's very clear,
Yeah.
The victim is, let's say, from the Philippines, and he committed the crime here,
Mhm.
and he committed the crime in the United States. That's similar. Obviously, we would like to resolve that case here
That's
because murder is something that happens in the country where it was, where
It was
the
committed.
victim was, or those that filed the case,
Yeah.
it took place in the country.
Mhm.
Pero ito, iba ito eh. This is international crime, is what I'm saying.
What I'm going to be asking might be a reach, Mr. Ambassador, when I ask you of this. If he ever might be extradited to the United States, tried and heard there, and finally sentenced, is it possible for the complainants here in the Philippines to ask of his sentence to be served dito na lang sa Pilipinas so they can say that their justice might also be served in the same way?
Well, I cannot answer you because I don't know what the laws are. But if he's convicted in the United States, he will have to serve there.
Mhm.
But if he was not convicted here, therefore, what is the what is the reason why he will be served here? No.
Mhm. Mhm.
So ganun yun eh.
Mhm.
But if he is convicted here and then we send him to the United States and convicted there,
Mhm.
then he will serve two sentences, one here and one in the United States.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
So-
at the end of the day, like I said,
Yeah.
because this is we have a relationship with the United States. We have an extradition case, which is basically like a treaty. Then we have to, our Department of Justice and the Department of Justice in the United States have to agree on a common way of how to handle this particular case.
Mhm.
I see.
What is
Okay.
best so that it will resolve the issues of victims
Yeah.
that were committed here and the victims that also were in the United States. No?
Okay.
That's basically what it is.
Mhm.
Sige. Mr. Ambassador, nanood ba kayo ng tennis dyan sa
Okay na, tennis na yun. Anak ko po, mga kakabsat. Roberto Cabe, naku po. Baka ipadala na itong si Kibuloy kasi may request na ang US eh. Naku po. Manggigigil na naman dito mga taga KOJC. Sigurado di sila na matutulog dyan, Sir Leonardo. Yung tinik sa lipunan dapat mabawasan dahil yan ang lustay, manglustay ng kaban ng bayan. Kaya nga po, Alin Valencia, naku po. Naku po. Josephine Barrios, shout out. Mga bagong pasok, shoutout sa inyo mga tao. Baka naman huwag kalimutang mag-like and subscribe. Paki-share na rin mga kakabsat. Napansin ko parang Sir Leonardo, nagkukuna naman tayo, no? Pinagtitripan na naman tayo ng mga garapatang GDS, no? Pinagre-report yata yung mga ating mga live stream, Hindi na tayo umaabot ng 100 mga kakabsat. Paki-share naman yung ating live stream mga kakabsat. Baka naman, no? Mukhang naka shadow ban Alright, maraming salamat po. Okay, yan mo ako ng update kay Kibuloy Mabs at mapag-usapan naman natin yung next topic natin. Countdown muna tayo in 30 seconds. Here we go.